Hello, you lovely humans. Welcome back to my channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I put out a little Q&A sticker the other day because a few people wanted to know some questions. So I thought, let's make a video, seeing as I have zero ideas for YouTube now, and I can answer some of those questions for you. Now, I will say before we begin, a lot of people ask the same question, so I'll answer them as a collective, and hopefully it means that I can answer as many questions as possible. So let's just jump straight in. A lot of people asked how old I was, and I turned 28 2 weeks ago. So many people also asked if I worked at Disney, and that's probably because if you're looking at my Instagram page before the videos, it's just Disney. And the answer is I don't work there now. I worked there in 2016 to 2017, and then July 2019 until April 2020. My contract was cut short due to the pandemic, but I did the cultural representative program. I've got lots of videos on this channel about working there and my vlogs while I was there if you are interested at all. Another very asked question is, what is my 9 to 5, or what is my day job? What do I do for a living? Instagram isn't my job, social media isn't my job. My dream job, I'll tell you that first, is to be a comedy actress or a comedian or a TV presenter. And right now I work in a restaurant. Another question I've had, I think 2 of, was, do you think women have a harder time breaking into comedy than men? This is a difficult question because if you'd asked me this a few years ago, I would have outright said yes. However, I think women are finding their feet a lot more in comedy now, and we're getting a lot more exposure, which is amazing. If you've followed this channel for a while, you'll know a few years ago I was invited to be part of a campaign with YouTube, which was Women in Comedy, and there was a selection of female comedy YouTubers that got to work together, and we got to work with people like Leanne Davis, London Hughes and Elizabeth Banks, which was amazing. And it was so nice to have that support from YouTube and be exposed to so many opportunities. So for that, I'm very grateful. But I do think it, up until this point, has been very, very difficult. And I think there are still people, men and women, that will say women aren't funny, which pisses me off. I think comedy is very personal, and some people will like one comedian, some people will hate that comedian. And I think that's the nice thing about comedy. You can choose what you like, and there's a lot out there to choose from. So I'm going to answer these together. What does your tattoo mean, and what is your favourite book? So I'm guessing you mean this tattoo here. It says Maktub. It's from my favourite book, The Alchemist. Very hard to explain what it means unless you read the book, but in short, it basically is a rough translation of everything is written by the same hand. How did your social media presence get kickstarted? Love your content, by the way. First of all, thank you so much. That honestly means the world. And it actually, on Instagram, only kickstarted about 2 weeks ago. And it was just one of the videos I think a lot of people related to, and it got a few million views on it, and then kind of a lot of people followed me from that. So I guess that's the answer in short, which I'm so grateful for and still a bit gobsmacked about. I've got a few questions about the Isle of Wight, so I'll answer them all in one go. Yes, I live on the Isle of Wight. I was not born here. I do love living here. I think it's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful place. There's so many amazing beaches, amazing walks, and it's very peaceful, but it's not somewhere I want to live forever. I'm living here right now because we're in a pandemic, and I do have hopes of moving off the island in the next few years because I just miss city life and I really miss the hustle and bustle. And job-wise over here, there's not really anything here for me. I just found you and love you. Make this single mum laugh. Are you a comedian? What's your background? Thank you. My background is in, I don't really know how to answer this because I'm not really sure, but in short, my dad wrote a lot of sitcoms. That wasn't his full-time job. He did that on the side as a passion for him, and I've been brought up around comedy, and it's something I am hugely passionate about. So I'd say I was very heavily influenced by my dad and by the shows I watched growing up. So I guess that's why I've gone down this route and why I love it so much. It's all very heavy influenced by my wonderful dad. Going on from that, someone has asked, how is your dad? And if you don't know, my dad does have dementia. He has a very specialised type of dementia called Pick's disease. So it's a lot more intense than regular dementia, and he's gone downhill very, very quickly. I don't really know how he is, to be honest. I haven't spoken to him since Christmas Day on FaceTime, and I haven't seen him since the summer from a distance. And he's just getting worse, to be completely honest. I never know how to address it. I never know really how to feel. It's something that kind of bubbles up inside me, and I have big emotional breakdowns, and then I'm fine. And Yeah, it's just a bit of a shit situation, but you know, he's hanging on in there. He's I don't know. COVID's made it all a bit harder. I can't see him anymore, and the communication is just, he doesn't speak, so it's not like I can call him. So yeah, but thank you so much for asking. Do you think it's okay for a girl to fart in front of their boyfriend? Yes. Fart equality. You can do it in front of us. Why can't we do it in front of you? Do you feel more pressure to be funny now you have a lot more followers? Yes, absolutely. But I am really trying to separate that pressure from just enjoying what I do. And I think I'm okay at the moment, but I have had a wobble in the last 2 weeks where I've been like, I can't do this. Oh my God, I'm not funny enough. Just the brain loves to tell you you're not good enough, and you just kind of have to be like, I'm fine. First and foremost, this is something I enjoy doing. Any advice for couples in a long distance relationship going through this pandemic? Honestly, I hate long distance so much. If you don't know, I am in a long distance relationship and it's so shit. I would just say talk every single day, FaceTime as often as possible, and communication is absolutely key. If you're feeling rubbish about something, tell them. Don't let it eat away at you. Just be like, I'm really missing you. This feels really shit. So communication is 100% top of the list there. Would you do a third CRP? Short answer to this is I don't think so. Do you plan to return to Florida? Absolutely. I still have quite a lot of my things over in Florida and I really want to see all my friends out there. So I'm hoping this year, although it looks very unlikely. Most embarrassing toilet story. That one will remain a secret. There's many things I've shared, but I think that one's remaining a secret. Only very few people know that. Do you like Mexican food? Love it. A lot of people have asked some questions around anxiety and depression, so I'll answer those all in one go. Yes, I have struggled quite a bit with anxiety throughout my life, especially living on an island. For some reason, I get way more anxious. I'm a lot less anxious in a city than I am in a small island where I feel like I know a lot of people and feel self-conscious. Really weird. Depression, yes, I have definitely suffered depression quite a bit through my life, especially in the last few years, dealing with grief of my dad, etc. It's something that, you know, I think a lot of people my age and a lot of people in general go through, especially in the current climate. And in terms of like, how do I deal with depression, anxiety and intrusive thoughts? I think my answer to that is always the same, and it's if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I try to see the funny in everything that I go through. So in terms of intrusive thoughts and how I deal with those, the intrusive thoughts, I think, are extremely normal. Everyone has them. If you don't have them, I think it's because you've massively got an awareness of your subconscious, or you've got not an awareness of your subconscious. So you're not kind of listening to those internal thoughts, which is amazing. And I think it's such a superpower to have. And, you know, those intrusive thoughts are incredibly normal. I think, as I said, most people have them. It's how you choose to listen to them. You can grab hold of them and you can put them in front of you and eat them, or you can observe them, know that they're just thoughts and laugh at them. And that's kind of how I choose to look at my intrusive thoughts. I just think, yeah, whatever, and laugh at it. And that's kind of why I made those videos. Kind of have to just allow yourself to be human with the anxiety and depression and know you're going through stuff and just breathe. And I think a really good way of looking at it for me, I just kind of try to zoom out of my life a little bit and just think, you know, I'm anxious about a future that doesn't exist yet, and I'm anxious about a past that no longer exists. And I have to kind of try and stay present and be like, nothing is affecting me in this current moment, so I'm fine. Have you thought of doing stand-up comedy? Yes, I actually have scripts written. I just don't want to do it on the Isle of Wight. Because I have this horrible panic of doing it in front of people I know. I'd rather be in front of an audience that I don't know. If something I say absolutely bombs, it's fine. I probably won't see those people ever again. Where is your favourite place you've ever visited? I definitely think Hawaii is my favourite place I've ever visited. It was just the most breathtakingly beautiful place, but incredibly expensive. Your favourite comedians, funny personalities online? I don't know. I really love Kristen Wiig, and is his name Cole Anderson on TikTok? The guy who used to do a lot of the Ricky Gervais lip syncing. I love him. Jack Joseph on TikTok. And there's so many. Honestly, it's really hard for me to pinpoint. Whenever someone asks you a question like that, I feel like I always can't think of anyone. I like Catherine Ryan. I think she's great. I love her show, The Duchess. And yeah, honestly, the list is very endless on that side of things. Which app do you use to cut your videos? So I don't actually use my phone to film, I use my Canon camera to film. It's the Canon G7X Mark III, which is why it goes out of focus so much, because there's some sort of stabilization issue with this model. And then I edit everything on Final Cut Pro because I need stuff bigger. I don't know, maybe I'm just simple. Do you whiten your teeth? I don't. I actually have a massive complex about my teeth. So I'm not going to talk about it on here because then I'll just point it out to you all. But no, in short, I don't. I used to, but I haven't in years and years. What made you start your Instagram comedy reels? So at the end of 2020, I made a vow to myself that 2021 was the year that I would kind of put my everything into comedy again. If you don't know, I really, really want to work in comedy or TV. And so I sort of said, you know, if it doesn't happen this year, then it's never going to happen and I have to give up. So I've kind of just put my everything into it this year and I'm just praying this is the year. Who knows? Did you have any idea how much your impulsive thought videos would resonate with us? No, absolutely not. When I uploaded that first one, the scissors one, I almost took it down because I thought people were going to be like, you're mental. So when people started saying they did the same, my mind absolutely blew up and I thought, I'm so normal. We're all normal. We all do it. But no, I had absolutely, genuinely no idea. And I fought with my brain for about, I don't know, it must have been a few hours thinking, delete it. No, it'll be fine. Delete it. No, it'll be fine. So yeah, mind blown. What would be the ultimate vision for your life if you had it all your way? I feel really self-conscious answering this because I have that brain part of me being like, you're not good enough, everyone's going to laugh at you. But the dream, the ultimate dream, if I could have it my way, would be to have my own TV show or to be the lead in a sitcom. Whether that is possible or not, I don't know, but that is the big dream. Anyway, I feel like I have spoken for far too long, so I'm sure you're bored of hearing my voice now. But thank you so much for taking the time to send me a question and for being so kind and so wonderful. Honestly, I can't even tell you how much this means to me and how grateful I am for the support that you're giving me. Honestly, I can't really put it into words and I'm really bad at being serious, but you are all absolutely wonderful human beings. So thank you. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up and I will see you next week for another video. Bye.
When I think about the way